Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the NASCAR Fantasy Podcast here this morning. Not sure exactly what time this is going to upload, but qualifying might be concluded. Obviously, I'm not at the racetrack yet. I'm still in my hotel room. Plan on leaving here very shortly so I can get there before the start of qualifying. Going to give you guys the predictions and the rundown for today's Indy road course race, the inaugural race for the Cup Series on the Indy road course. Going to give you guys some fantasy advice as always. You can join the NASCAR Fantasy League by searching KRC League on the NASCAR Fantasy or on the NASCAR Fantasy portion of the app or website for NASCAR, and free to join. Got a chance to win 2 tickets to any race of your choosing in 2022, excluding the Daytona 500. Furthermore, we're going to get into this very quickly here. Quicker video, trying to do this all together at once. Don't have much time to edit it this morning, so just going to kind of ramble off some drivers that you should stay away from, possible sleeper picks, and then drivers you should absolutely have in your fantasy lineups for today. So first and foremost, we're going to start off with the don't-haves as always, and we're going to start off with Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick is not really that great on road courses, especially anymore in NASCAR. If it's a new road course, especially that he hasn't been to before, that seems to really play a factor. Even if he runs the Xfinity race the day before, unless he's in a Cup car at that racetrack before, the results have not shown this season. 37th at Coda, and even before that wreck, he was running just outside the top 10. 27th at Road America, just had an awful day there, and he was running 20th most of the race. And those are the only 2 road courses they've been at this season that he has not ran on before. He struggled at the Daytona road course for the first time last season as well, so that's a good note to go into that. He did not struggle this year, but he had 1 race under his belt at the Daytona road course. Prior to that, I think he finished 6th earlier this season. So look for Kevin Harvick to possibly struggle today. I think there's a good chance. Plus, actually, in the Xfinity race yesterday, even though he was scheduled to run the race, he was out after lap 1 because of a mechanical issue. Not sure exactly what the issue was with that BJ McLeod Motorsports car, but unfortunately, that ended his day early before he can even get a full lap in. So I expect Kevin Harvick to not finish in the top 10 today. That's my predictions for him. Next driver is the same driver I had last week on the don't-haves, and I nailed it correctly, and that's Brad Keselowski. Keselowski has struggled on road courses this season. 19th at Coda, 15th at Sonoma, 13th at Road America, and last week was abysmal, spinning out 3 times and finishing 35th at Watkins Glen after starting on the pole. So I don't expect him to do well today. It's a new track for him. He has no lapse of experience outside of practice and qualifying today before the race, so I don't expect Keselowski to do it. He's not a great road course racer. The only track he's even had remote success at is Watkins Glen in his career, and he struggled there the last few seasons. I think he's got 3 finishes, 4 now outside, or 3 outside of the top 10 in the last 4 races there. So he's definitely inconsistent even at Watkins Glen anymore. I don't expect Brad Keselowski to finish in the top 10 today. I've been hard on him. I think his teammates, Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, could have better runs. Blaney won the inaugural Roval race, so the newer road courses kind of work out a little bit better for him. He didn't run well at Road America this season, but there were some younger guys in there that ran Xfinity races here before, so I guess that might be the case here too. But I think he's got a capability of maybe finishing in the top 10. I think he will outrun Keselowski, at least even if he doesn't run the top 10. Like Keselowski might be like 15th and Blaney might be like 11th or 12th or something like that. I can definitely see that being the case too. So I'm not a must-have with Blaney for a top 10 today, but I think that Keselowski is definitely not going to finish inside the top 10, so it's a little bit of a riskier pick. So Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, those are the 2 drivers I have for don't-haves this week. I would not put them in your fantasy lineup. 3 drivers that are potential sleeper picks for the fantasy lineups go like this. I got AJ Allmendinger first and foremost. He has 3 Cup starts this season on road courses. Coda, he ran up front in stage 1 and then ended up having a little bit of a mechanical issue that set him back. Sorry, not at Coda, but at Road America. And it ended up setting him back. But the other 2 finishes at Coda and Daytona road course, when he's gotten to the end of the race, he has finished 5th and 7th, so 2 top 10s. I think he can get a top 10 this weekend. He ran in yesterday's race, and he also ran in last year's race at the Indy road course as well, so he's got a lot of extra track experience. He's a great road course racer. His only win in the Cup Series came at Watkins Glen back in 2014, so I got AJ Allmendinger finishing in the top 10 today. I think he's a good solid pick for maybe a garage pick for your fantasy team. Another driver is Chase Briscoe. Briscoe's only got 3 top 10 finishes this season, but they've all been on road courses, and That's a really good thing. He also won the inaugural Xfinity Series race on the Indy road course last season. This is his home state, so maybe the hometown kid could get it done once again. I think he's a solid pick for another top 10 on road course. It'll be his fourth in 5 road courses this season. Again, and there's only 4 so far this season. Stuart Haas cars haven't performed too well. Sorry, man, I'm on my knees right here, so if I'm moving around a lot, this might be a little awkward. I don't have like a chair in here that I could set up, so I literally have like a pillow on the ground. I've got the phone set up, propped up with my laptop on the bed. There's like literally nothing in here I can like try to prop it up on. I could do it on the desk, and I'd still be on the pillows because there's no chair, so it's unfortunate. Anyway, Chase Briscoe, a good pick for your sleeper pick. So him and Allmendinger, I think, do get top 10s. Another driver I think will get a top 10 that is a sleeper pick or possible dark horse pick, and that's Tyler Reddick. Reddick has performed well on road courses this season. We go to the newer road courses on the schedule with not much track time on them. 8th at Road America, 9th at Coda. That was a new track for the Cup Series as well. And then 4th in the Busch Clash earlier this season. He didn't have a great finish at the Daytona road course. He got in a wreck there late when they had all those late race restarts, and it wasn't really his fault, but he was 4th in the Busch Clash earlier this season as well, and I think he ran like 3rd or 4th most of the race, if I remember right. He's coming off a 10th place finish at Watkins Glen, which is another road course, and it was just last week, so I think this will play out well for him. He did not run the Xfinity race that I know of last season at the Indy road course, but I think that he can perform well today. Don't expect him to compete for the win. He also won a stage at Road America earlier this season as well, so he's got that going for him. I think he finished 4th at the end of Stage 1 last week, so I think there's a good chance he can get stage points early on. Shorter stages again with it being a road course. And I think at the end of the day, he also gets a top 10 along with Briscoe and Allmendinger. So those are my 3 picks for sleepers. The reason why I don't have Austin Cindric in there, just like last time we were on a road course at Road America, it's not so much I don't trust Austin Cindric, I don't trust the 33 team. Those are pretty much all backups. The pit crew is going to be the 4th best pit crew there, so they're not going to have fast stops. That's one thing that I think that kind of set him back at Coda. Another thing is, too, and it's similar to Matt DiBenedetto, the issues they have on road courses is that they seem to burn their equipment up, I think, too early in the run. I think Cindric's so good and runs so fast on the road courses that after 5 to 10 laps, he starts to fade. I think he's just wearing out the equipment. That Penske car is not like the other 3 Penske cars in the shop. It's only a part-time car. They're not running for even owner's points, so there's really no incentive to really get to work on that car. It's just track time is really all they're looking to get Cindric in these races this season. So that way when he starts next season, especially now that he's with Penske, that at least he'll have track time at specific racetracks and he'll know the line and everything like that. So I don't expect him to get a top 10 today, quite honestly. I don't have him as a don't have because he could get a top 10. He's just, I think there's better sleeper picks out there. I think those other 3 names are definite top 10s, and I think that they're more safe than picking Austin Cindric for that reason. The 3 drivers I have as must-haves now this week, I think we got to start off with the obvious one. Chase Elliott, he seems to win on road courses a lot. I had in my notes last week during the podcast for Watkins Glen, he's a god at road courses. Look what he did last week. He came from the back twice. He got up to 8th at the end of Stage 1 after starting at the rear. That's impressive. But then he flat-spotted the tires towards the beginning of Stage 2, put him back in traffic. At the start of the final stage, he literally had to pass every car in the field. He was last car on the lead lap. He was outside the top 30, and he ended up getting all the way up to 2nd and got within 1.8 seconds of the lead with a couple laps to go in the race, and just burned his stuff up having to go through the field that much. I kind of expected that to happen. If he doesn't start at the back today because of failing inspection and he qualifies even inside the top half of the field, I think Chase Elliott is going to go to victory lane today. He's my win pick as well as a must-have pick. If you have him, use him. I've saved him for the road courses this season for a reason, and he seemed to do very well. He seems to win on newer road courses a lot, too, for the Cup Series. He just won at Road America, even though the Xfinity Series had raced there for a while, and there were some Xfinity guys that had some track time. They didn't have track time in a Cup car. These Cup cars on the road courses are a little bit different than what the Xfinity cars are. They're a little bit more horsepower, so they're going to slide around a little bit more. Therefore, with the faster laps, it might change the braking zones up a little bit as well. Maybe you have to brake heavier in certain corners. So all that timing stuff seems to work out well for Chase Elliott, the Cup cars on the road courses. And he did have extra track time yesterday in the Xfinity race, the late sub for Michael Annett as well. So I look for Chase Elliott to win today, and I expect him, obviously, to run in the top 10. I think that's a given. As far as the new road courses go, remember he won the first race on the Daytona road course last season. He won the first race on the at COTA earlier this year for the Cup Series, and he also won the first Cup race at Road America since the 1950s earlier this season. So these new road courses, the cream rises to the top, as Mr. Randy Savage would say. So Chase Elliott is my pick to win today's race, and again, I think he's going to have a great day. Another guy who's going to have a great day and has been just super hot lately, and that's Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch only has 2 finishes outside the top 11 in the last 14 races. There are 3 road courses mixed into that stretch of races. So, again, Kyle Busch has been pretty good. Road course, oval. He has a win at Pocono, a very different kind of racetrack, and a second place at Pocono as well. So it doesn't matter what kind of racetrack it is. Kyle Busch seems to get the job done. He's got 5 top 10s and 4 top 5s on 6 road course races this year, so even his road course stats are pretty good. The only road course race that he did not finish inside the top 10 in, if I remember correctly, was the Daytona road course. He had mechanical issues there, but when he gets to the end of the race, he has literally finished inside the top 10 every time, and top 4, all but one of those. COTA was the only race he didn't finish in the top 10. He had a shot to win in that race. He led some laps, but unfortunately he was short on fuel at the end of the race. If he would have ended up staying out, he would have had a 3rd place finish there at the end because of the rain. Had gotten even heavier, and that's what led to Chase Elliott winning. So Kyle Busch could very well literally have all top 5s on road courses this year, except for the mechanical failure early in the Daytona road course race this season. And even on the Daytona road course itself, he won the Busch Clash. So, he knows how to get it done. Experience, again, matters with these newer road courses. And he's got top 5s on all the new road courses this season. Well, okay, top 10s on all the new road courses this season of COTA and Road America, and a top 5 at Road America. So I expect Kyle Busch to get an easy top 10 today. He's a must-have pick for your fantasy lineups. And the other guy that isn't in the sleeper pick, because I absolutely think he's going to get a top 10, he's going to bump up a tier just for a road course purpose this week, and that's Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell has definitely seemed like one of the better road course races this season. Wouldn't have expected that going into the year, but you look at these newer road courses that he has performed really well on. He was first, obviously, got his first career win at the Daytona road course earlier this season. He was second at Road America this year as well, and that's similar to the Indy race where the Xfinity Series has ran a race here. I don't think he ran the Xfinity race last year, so I guess I'll exclude that. But even on the newer road courses, he seems to run well. Unfortunately, got in that wreck at COTA. He was running outside the top 10 there, but the Toyotas outside of Kyle Busch unloaded slow at COTA. They haven't really unloaded too slow this weekend. I look for Christopher Bell to get an easy top 10. Also coming off a 7th place finish at Watkins Glen last week as well, so I think it's safe to say he'll get a top 10. So the 6 guys that I think would be good picks for your lineup, 3 must-haves would be Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, and Chase Elliott. I wanted to put Kyle Larson in there, really. If you have Larson, I would start him. But I wanted to mix it up a little bit, so I put Christopher Bell in there instead of a sleeper pick. Means I already had 3 sleeper picks, so wanted to fill up another must-have. And I think Bell's the best of the possible sleepers, so I think he gets a top 10. I think Kyle Busch gets a top 10. Chase Elliott is my pick to win the race. As far as the sleeper picks that I also think will get top 10s, but maybe not compete for the win, they could compete for the win, you never know, would be A.J. Allmendinger, Chase Briscoe, and Tyler Reddick. And then the 2 drivers that are don't-haves that I don't think will finish in the top 10 today for prediction purposes is going to be Brad Keselowski and Kevin Harvick. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Going to wrap this one up. Vlogs coming from this weekend from the IndyCar race, the Xfinity race, and the Cup race. They're all weekend here at Indy. So be on the lookout for that in the coming days. And I'll see you guys possibly later tonight for a little NASCAR Heat 5 live stream. So we'll see what time I can get home first. But I should get home early enough to do it. The race is at 1 o'clock today. About a 4-hour drive after the race. I should get home by about 7, 8 o'clock tonight if I had to guess. So, all right, like, share, and subscribe for more NASCAR content. I'll see you guys next time.